Hello everybody and welcome to Mount Pleasant Gaming. I'm Emperor Craig and today I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons why Apex Legends is the best Battle Royale game out there. Reason number 1, gunplay. In Apex Legends, every gun feels just right. Now, there are some guns which are obviously weaker than others, and that's to be expected in a Battle Royale game or any kind of shooting game. There are some guns that are always weaker than others, but you always feel like you have a chance with the regular weapons that people use. Even in the beginning of the game, when you pick up one of the lower tier weapons, you still feel like you have a chance at beating someone at the beginning. You know, even with the Mozambique, which is down as a meme weapon and seen as the worst weapon in the game, at the beginning you still feel like you can do some damage to someone and beat someone if you can make your shots well enough. You know, the guns, they feel smooth to use. They shoot just right, and you never feel like you're at a disadvantage when it comes to the weapons. You know, there are different types of weapons in the games: energy weapons, heavy weapons, light weapons, and sniper rifles. And you know, everyone has their own personal preferences as to what weapons they prefer to use in the game. Like for me, for instance, I prefer to use the R301, the flatline, and the Mastiff shotgun. You know, those are my preferred weapons. But if I have to use other weapons, then I never feel like I'm going to lose. I still feel like I have a chance at winning fights. Because that's just the way the guns are in Apex. You know, the recoil isn't too bad on some of them. You know, and they actually have upgrades, so to speak, in the form of attachments that you know, different level tier attachments that you can attach to your weapons to reduce things such as stability, increased handling, recoil as well, and increased mag size. But the thing is, even if you don't manage to get these attachments, you don't feel as though your weapon's rubbish. You still feel like you can still destroy someone with it. You know, for instance, with the extended mags, I think the base R301 is 20 bullets in a mag, and it goes up to 28. But you can still do a lot of damage with with the 20 at the base, and you don't feel as though you need the extended mag. Like, obviously you prefer it because the more bullets you have, the better it is late game. But you know, you never feel like you're at a disadvantage. And that for me is why the weapons in Apex are amazing. They've got the right balance of the amount of weapons as well. You know, in other Battle Royale games such as Fortnite, for instance, before they did the Black Hole event, they had way too many weapons, and so when they brought it back, they ended up lowering the loot pool and having less weapons in it because it was too much. A lot of people complained, but that for me is when I started enjoying Fortnite, when they had a smaller amount of weapons, and which meant that you were more likely to find weapons that you were comfortable with. And obviously they started diluting the loot pool a bit now. They added a weapon that I can't stand called the charge shotgun, which is terrible. But this is why Apex is superior, because it always has the right balance of weapons, and they don't want to dilute the loot pool too much either. They even said, I think for Season 5, they weren't adding another weapon because they didn't want to dilute the loot pool and oversaturate it. And, you know, like with Fortnite, they take weapons away and they vault them. But with Apex, they don't want to vault weapons because they know people would have spent crafting materials on skins for them. So for me, Apex has the perfect balance of weapons. Obviously for Season 6, they're bringing in a vault energy SMG, which I'm looking forward to. But, you know, because the balance of weapons is good, it's not going to dilute the pool too much. So reason number 2 is movement. Now, in Apex Legends, movement is important, but not in a massive way. You know, You can slide, run, jump, climb, everything. There's no double jump like in Titanfall or in Hyperscape. But you don't need the double jump. You can do the double jump off an Octane jump pad anyway if you really want to double jump. The movement just feels right. You can slide forward, sideways, backwards. If you get your movement right in Apex, then you can win most fights, to be honest, and you can position yourself in better places and get yourself an advantage over the opponent. Now, Hyperscape, which recently came out, has an insane amount of movement in it. You can climb up everything. You can climb to rooftops. You can double jump. They've got things called hacks. Which you can teleport. You can transform into a ball and bounce around. And they've got an insane amount of movement. But for me, their movement is too much. It means that people are just jumping around constantly, and it makes the fighting more difficult. For me, it means you kind of need to be on a PC or use a keyboard or mouse in order to have a chance, because you can't be accurate enough with a controller in order to actually defeat someone who's moving that much. It's very, very difficult. So for me, the movement in Apex is perfect. People like to jump about and stuff, and you never worry that they're gonna beat you either. Like, if you're good enough, you'll beat them. Like, a lot of Apex is about how good you are at the game rather than how good you can jump around and run and stuff. Which for me does make the movement in Apex perfect. Reason number 3 is the map. Or maps, I should say, because they have 2 maps at the moment, Kings Canyon, World's Edge. There's a rumoured map coming, and it was rumoured to come in Season 6, but with it not coming in Season 6, it's likely coming in Season 7, which will be Olympus on the planet Samathi, which is apparently how you pronounce it. I pronounced it completely wrong before. World's Edge is a bit bigger than Kings Canyon, but they're both the perfect size. They, especially for the amount of players, like 60 players per match in Apex, and each map is the perfect size for that. And some people like to land on the far corners of each map, get away from fighting at the beginning and loot a bit more. And so in Apex, like, if you land on like the one corner of the map, so like say for instance on Kings Canyon, you land at the rig, which is like the top right corner. If the map is all the way down the bottom left corner, down by Octane's Gauntlet and Salvage, like the first ring, then you don't feel there's not a point where you feel as though you're not going to make it, and you may as well just give up, because of the way the map is designed, and especially with the redeploy balloons, you feel as though you've always got a chance of making it into the new ring, or into the new circle rather. And it's the same with World's Edge. I've been in lots of situations where I've landed at Dome, which is, again, it's the bottom right corner, and then the map has been all the way in top left Skyhook, and you kind of feel like, oh damn, this is very far. And like if you land in Dome, when the next circle is going to be in Skyhook, then you will have noticed that the ring like when it starts the countdown, the ring pops in. It doesn't come out from that outside of the map. It actually pops in onto the map straight away, and it actually takes over part of Dome straight away. So you're already running from the ring straight away. You've got to get to it and make your way all the way over the other side. The only thing you've got to worry about is running across another team and having to fight inside the ring, which is bad in any Battle Royale game, really. I've got full gold now, and so you never feel as though you won't make it. You've always got a chance. It's not too big. Like for instance, 2 Battle Royale games that have huge maps are Battlefield 5's Firestorm map and Modern Warfare's Warzone map. Both maps are huge. Now, obviously, in those maps they've got vehicles. And that's why they do have vehicles, because of the size of the map. So you definitely need a vehicle, but the problem with vehicles is the enemies will always hear you coming. They will hear the vehicle coming. So you're at a disadvantage already because of that. So for me, map in Apex, perfect size. Hyperscape's map is smaller than Apex, from what people say. But there's a lot more spaces for you to go in. And yeah, the movement makes it easier to traverse, you know. But they closed everything a bit too quickly in Hyperscape, if I'm honest. Okay, so that'd be enough on the map. The reason being is like the point 5 is going to be the point I talk about the most, because it encompasses a lot of things. Point 4, loot. In Apex, the loot is easy to recognize. You can always see what you're picking up. You always know what you're picking up. It's all it's got distinctive shape, distinctive color. You know, Sniper's got blue ammo, Energy's got green. No, Energy's got the yellow ammo. Heavy's got green. Light's got brown. You know, each gun has a distinctive shape. You know, each grenade has distinctive shape. You know, you always know what you're getting. And the way the supply bins are designed, the way the loot boxes are designed when you've killed an enemy, it's perfect. You know, it's simplicity at its finest. When Battlefield 5's Firestorm came out, one of the complaints was the loot. And it was true, like when they dropped the loot, it was very difficult to tell what each bit of loot was. It was all like crumpled in a pile, you know, there were no boxes. It was just like, you kill an enemy and boom, all the loot gets crumpled in a pile. So you have to like try to sift through a pile, you have to be careful. And so if there's another team coming or there's more enemies, you can't loot quickly. Whereas in Apex, because of the loot box, the way it's designed, you can loot quickly.
Got a gold hemlock.
Same in Fortnite. Fortnite's got a pretty good loot system. You know, you pick ammo up automatically. Each thing is distinctly designed. You can tell what each thing is. Whereas with Hyperscape, yeah, you know, you can tell what things are, but one of the problems is like a few of the weapons are the same shape, pretty much. And the hacks themselves, every time you see them, they're like a cube. And the only difference is the picture on each one.
What the video would be?
So you've got to, you know, it's not until you're close enough to see the actual picture itself that you know what it is, which makes it a little bit of a pain in the bollocks, to be honest. Excuse my language. You know, I do think Apex, the design team, have done a wonderful job with Apex. I mean, the entire team at Respawn have done a fantastic job, but you know, the design team have made it so you know exactly what you're looking for. You know exactly what it is. You don't have to worry. Like, you can quick loot easy enough. I'm going to go to the last point now, because number 5 is the biggest point of all, and I want to make sure I say enough on the point. You know, like the video is going to be about 20 minutes long, and point 5 is the longest point. So, which for me is the biggest reason as to why Apex Legends is the best battle royale on the market, and that's story and lore. And the thing is, story and lore encompasses a whole lot of things. You know, with a story, you've got a reason. There's a reason the battle royale takes place. You know, it was a death tournament designed by Blisk, who used to be an Apex Predator himself, which was a gang of mercenaries. You've got, with each season, there's a story to the season. With season 3, when season 3 the map changed, there was a story for that, you know, and that story lasted, like, you know, that story, you started seeing that story in season 1, at the end of season 1, when the relay tower, or the repulsor tower, got destroyed. You know, they started that early. You know, and even now for season 6, the story, you can see they're building towards season 7 already. Like, each season has a distinctive story, and there's a whole lot of lore in Apex Legends for everything. Everything has lore. Each of the legends has a backstory. Each of the legends has motivations for doing what they're doing. Each of the legends has abilities catered towards who they are as a legend, and that goes with their backstory. Each season has a story. You know, now one of the underlying stories right now is about Hammond Robotics. You know, and that's that story was in season 3, season 4, season 5, season 6. Is they've been. Although I think they were more came in season 4, but still, there's this big story going on all the time, and as well they release stories from the Outlands. They release these short and long videos. Bloodhound ended up getting a 10-minute long one. Ramparts had one. Loba's had one. Others have had one. Watson's even had a little one as well. And it's one of the things that sets Apex apart from other battle royales. I know you can say Fortnite has story. Yeah, they have story, but at the end of the day, it's a story that you've got to piece together. There were no words, except for the end of chapter 2, where they did have Jonesy speaking a little bit. It's pretty much all text, a little bit of text, and it's like each season has a different theme, and it does tie with a story. But the problem is, you don't really know what a story is properly unless other people piece it together for you, or unless you piece it together yourself. Whereas Apex, you know exactly what the story is at all times. They're always telling you. It's perfect. And there was another thing I was going to say about the story as well, which I have conveniently forgotten. Damn it. This is a problem. My memory is terrible. I probably should have written the script and then just read the script, if I'm honest.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the legends themselves, actually. Because they're a huge part of the story, Each one has, like I said, each one has a backstory. They have a personality. This is it, the personality of the legends, which is in the story. They've been written as characters, fully developed characters.
Where's the other team? They gotta be
they've been written with backstories and everything.
They're over
You know why Octane doesn't have legs. You know why Revenant is the way he is.
Oh hell.
You know why Lobo is the way he is. We know Bloodhound's backstory because of what happened to them as a child. And each legend has obviously a voice actor, which gives them a distinct personality, which makes them more fully realised, fully fledged characters, which other battle royales don't do.
They were both tucked down.
Now, Fortnite, they just have skins. Maybe some are character skins, but they don't really have proper stories. Hyperscape, they kind of seem to have tried to do a bit of story for their stuff. Like each of the characters you can pick has backstory written down and stuff, but it doesn't seem as fully fleshed out, if I'm honest. It just seems as though it's basic stuff that it was done for the sake of doing it. Whereas in Apex, they've designed this story. They've got a full team of writers who are writing lore, story, everything for this game. There's this huge. They're writing for season 12, up to season 12 even. They're writing everything. Every character that comes in will have a story, will have a reason for being there. And this is definitely one of the main reason for me that Apex is a superior battle royale. Because I love story. I love single player story games. So Apex actually having this huge storyline, all this stuff written for each character. Me, I'm a bit of a writer myself. So it pleases me to see all this stuff they've done for this game. And I genuinely think that all of the writers have done an absolutely fantastic job with the game, and they've contributed to it being even better than it would have been. It would have been a great battle royale without story, but the story just makes it perfect. And this is why Apex Legends is the best battle royale on the market. And I'd love to say more, to be honest, but the video I picked is about to come to an end. And unfortunately, I've run out of time to talk. So let me know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree. Don't be a dick about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll try and do kind of more discussion videos like this, I guess. So yeah, if you like, the comment below. If you want to like it and subscribe, you can. Either way, I hope you have a good day, and I hope you enjoy whatever game you're playing right now. So thank you very much, and goodbye.
10. Whoa.
This is where it ends.